ain't got that much time. I just want to do this. Really, I just want to kind of fuck with this new little setup. So this will be on YouTube. Subscribe and all that good stuff. So let me see here. What I want to do is I want to play these 4 clips. Since this Ice Cube conversation has been going kind of loco, I want to play these. Ice Cube was on the Roland Martin show. Then I kind of want to talk about him because when it comes to the contract for Black America, contract with Black America, because a lot of people are they're making their decisions out of emotions, but not out of the facts. The facts is he didn't go to Trump to say, "Hey, I want to work with you." What he did is he wrote a contract, a contract with Black America months ago. It's been updated since. Now I gave it a C. It wasn't really all that, you know what I'm saying? But to Cube's credit, he did give the option. He did make it available for other people to add on to, you know what I'm saying, and bring other people into it. So basically he's saying like, yo, I'm not this political dude, but I'm noticing something ain't being done. So let me pin something, you know what I'm saying? And what we're seeing like a lot of hip hop cats that are doing major moves that we should really be backing. Like imagine other people not backing their own when they're trying to make major power moves on their behalf. So that's the first thing I want to say is that yeah, it wasn't one of those where he was trying to work with Trump. It's just that Trump happened to, for political reasons, want to engage to update his platinum plan. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let roll. Let's see what we got.
Now, folks are sort of, but I actually was having talking to Tom Perez and the DNC about this 4 years ago. The point there. So I got an email from someone and they said, why is Ice Cube only talking about this? So the person wanted me to ask, where was Ice Cube during the primary? Where in 2018? How do you answer people who say that?
I was actually just, being an artist, rapping, thinking all this stuff was covered, thinking people that actually was in power was out doing their job, making sure they had something specifically for Black people to win. And when I looked up, I realized all this stuff is not specifically for Black people. It's for minorities. It's for people of color. It's for everybody but us. So, I had to kind of take it upon myself to do something that was strictly for Black people and write something up with some very smart, educated people and come up with a plan. It all happened after George Floyd was killed. So that's where I've been. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't have to do it if it was being done.
But actually...
Where has this contract been? Since the 60s, we've had over 7,000... Hello?
No, you're on. Go ahead. I'm listening. You're on.
Since the 60s, we've had over 7,000 Black people elected in office in high positions throughout this country. Over 7,000, and we haven't moved an inch. So don't ask me where have I been. The question is, where the hell are you at?
Well, here's the deal.
Yeah, real shit though. Okay, so now. Things that he said, y'all, because this is something I've been saying for years. Okay, first of all, he said that he wants to do something specifically for Black people, not people of color, blah, blah, blah. To me, what that means is that he's been paying attention to what the underground has been saying. He's been paying attention to what we've been saying, all the woke shit that we put on Twitter and Facebook. He's been paying attention. He wants to make a distinction between people of color and Black people. You know me? Number one. So that means he's paying attention. You're going to see more of that on a different clip. But also, he basically called out, you know what I'm saying, like the media. He's calling out like us. He's calling out like anybody who's upset with this. You know what I'm saying? He said he was an artist. He was doing what he's supposed to do as an artist, thinking that other people had this thing taken care of, which should have been a fact. So now that he has a big pull, he has like 5.5 million people following him. A lot of people fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of influence. So he decided to pin something up, give the opportunity for other people to add on to it and present it. Now you got to understand, Trump is a celebrity first. You know what I mean? So therefore, he fucks with celebrities. Not saying that he knows Cube, because Cube said they never met. But the point is, he's going to pay attention to what the pop culture is saying, and he's going to use any kind of maneuvers. So a move like what Cube did, he was able to put the idea of our agenda on a national stage in the highest seats of power. What we really should be doing is adding on to that, bringing forth our experts or those qualified to pin that thing a little bit better and make sure that both sides get it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the next clip.
If you have a question for Ice Cube, Q, you got a question for Alicia, go ahead.
Hey, Cube, how you doing? Good. So, I mean, I guess my first question would be, you know, we're in the midst of an incredible movement moment. Folks are all over the country, have been organizing for over 7 years, if not longer, trying to turn Black Lives Matter into a movement that can impact not just protest, but also policy. I did have a chance to read both versions of the contract with Black America, and I'm just curious, artists or organizers in this movement that you've been connected to who have been doing some of this legislative advocacy and policy advocacy work.
Yeah, we connected with ADOS, and we helped get a bill passed in California. Governor Gavin Newsom passed AB 3121, which starts the conversation about reparations. So we have been connected with, a grassroots organization. We want to connect with as many grassroots organizations who are not connected to any other so-called powers that be, strictly grassroots. And we definitely want to connect with them, people who definitely have no ulterior motives, who really just want to see money get in the hands of the people who built this country and the ancestors and family of the people that built this country.
But I think there is a difference here in terms of who we align ourselves with. And I can't at all say that I take a neutral stance here. You haven't endorsed Donald Trump explicitly, but I am just curious about how you meet those things and how you match those things. How do you put forward a Black agenda with a president that is attacking Black people, attacking Black organizers, attacking Black activists, and literally daring and threatening to throw us in jail for the organizing that we've been doing?
Well, both candidates, have their record of what they've done to Black people. You can look at them and see them out. I don't think Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. So that's what I think. What the president think about Black Lives Matter, that's his personal problem. Right now we feel that somebody's going to be the president. I would love to work with both parties. I'm not against the Biden campaign or nothing like that. Whoever becomes the president, I would definitely on them. And not only the presidents, but Congress people, senators, you name it. If you go through the contract, you could probably come up with a list of about 500 companies we can talk to about this situation. So the thing is, what I don't think is healthy for Black people is to automatically jump on one side, and if the other side loses, we just wait for 4 years to engage and hope our side win. It's time for us to let both sides understand this is a bipartisan issue like anything else going on in America.
Cube, I want to ask you this here.
All right, here we go. Here we go with this shit. Right? All right, so here's an interesting thing that makes us always talking about don't vote and politics don't matter and both sides blah blah blah, yet want tangibles. Then it's interesting how so many people are really only mad about Cube for the same reason Roland Martin is, and it's because they're really, saying true blue Democrat, whatever. Now, both sides is garbage, point blank, and both sides and that we have certain demands. If you really want to get some tangibles and some things done, it don't matter who's in office. We got to push that shit to regardless. That's how power works. You know what I mean? That's basically what he's saying right there. Now, what's going on with this interview right here is Roland Martin and this Alicia, I don't know her last name. They're really just trying to cape for the Democratic Party and trying to gaslight, saying Cube's move with him trying to align with the Republican Party. Both sides are garbage, so it don't matter. We got to get the agenda out. Now, I'm going to go back to the clip that I just played that I think I was on mute for.
If you have a question for Ice Cube, Cube, you got a question for Alicia, go ahead.
Hey, Cube, how you doing? Good. So, I mean, I guess my first question would be, we're folks are all over the country for 7 years, if not longer, trying to turn Black Lives Matter into a movement that can impact not just protest, but also policy. I did have a chance to read both versions of the contract with Black America, and I'm just curious, are there activists or organizers in this movement that you've been connected to who have been doing some of this legislative advocacy and policy advocacy work?
Yeah, we connected with ADO. We helped get a bill passed in California. Governor Gavin Newsom passed AB 3121, which starts the
Basically, he's reaching out to grassroots and to what a lot of us have been saying on social media. I don't necessarily agree with ADOS like that, but in principle, I understand what it is. The fact that he tapped in with that just means that that's what, was on his radar. But the fact that he's open to other shit means that, and this isn't just about Cube. This is really about any black celebrity that has any type of consciousness or any type of influence and is willing to use it for our betterment. They're only going to do it to the abilities of what they know, what they're tapped into, and where support is careers or their image. They only feel like that because they feel like we should have them. Feel me? So we really should. We really should back them because they're stepping out in many cases, going against maybe even their own money and their own image in order to put something forth. So we really should be participating. Saying it's trickling up. It's going up to those who have enough influence that they can actually get it to the, to where it's at. Like Cube has influence. He has a lot of followers. He's epic in movies, epic in hip hop. People listen to him. And that same thing goes with Party. Black or Killer Mike, who started a black bank, they got the type of leverage that we don't have, but really what they're doing is springboarding off of what we've been saying. So really, to not back them is to really say that we was just bullshitting, that we just really like complaining all the time instead of making real moves. So, I salute moves. I don't have to really agree with the person or like the person. It's really more about the principles and the agenda. That's where the loyalty needs to be, not towards the person. The person might fuck up, Cube might say some bullshit tomorrow, but it don't matter. This agenda's up there and it's open, you know what I'm saying, to be how I look at it, man. Let me see what else.
America.
Cube, I gotta ask you this. I want to ask you this here, because you
But
talked
I
about
think
reaching
there
out to people. Did you connect with the congressional? Saw this. They sent me this. They sent me. Go to my iPad, guys. Come on. Platinum plan
Can't
versus.
see anything.
Okay, no, right. No, I was talking to the control room. Right, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read it to you. Platinum plan versus contract with Black America versus CBC legislation. You call for your your CWBA calls for ending qualified immunity, chokeholds, and elimination of no-knock warrants. The CBC says all of that is included in the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, but it hasn't been enacted by the folks there in Congress. I mentioned Juneteenth, the federal holiday. The same thing about anti-lynching law. Your contract calls for baby bonds of $1,000 for all new babies. The CBC said Justice Act. You proposed a plan for neo-reconstruction. The CBC said we gave President Trump a 125-page detailed plan to do this in 2017. 4 years later, we've seen nothing. And according to the CBC, and I want you to respond to this here. According to the CBC, you proposed a one-time interest-free home loan for addresses access to a loan for certain Black people. It does not address necessary relief provisions to prevent foreclosures and expand forbearance for homeowners, but the CDC Jobs and Justice Act does. And so what the Congressional Black Caucus says is the things that you're saying that these things have not been done, haven't been focused on, they say it has been done. It's literally in our bills. They were passed by the House but ignored by the Senate. The Black Census Project that Alicia was working on, they dropped in 2019. She's saying they have been working on those things. And so just your response to that was bills that have been passed. But they were passed by the House but ignored by the Senate.
My thing is keep up the good work. Keep going at it. We got to get it passed. There's going to be a lot of overlap because we got good ideas. So that's going to happen, but until things get passed, they're not passed. So we got to push to get them passed.
Alicia, I'm going to bring Alicia in here.
I need some help. There it is, right there, man. That's basically what it boils down to. So if these ideas were already in there, they weren't being worked on enough, or maybe they didn't have enough light, or maybe it wasn't the right time. So now it is. Now it's out there to where it should be being back. Like there's no reason. And a lot of y'all using Khalid Muhammad as a way to to disrupt or whatever, to undermine what Cube is trying to do. Like you don't even fuck with Khalid Muhammad like that. So don't play that game. Y'all don't really fuck with Khalid Muhammad like that. You don't walk the walk that he walked. So don't gaslight, using his name to try to undermine what Cube is doing. Not only that, I'm pretty sure that Khalid Muhammad, if he was alive, he wouldn't be speaking against that. Just on principle, if nothing else. But he probably would agree that it's time to make some moves if we're still in the same damn situation. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fucking with Cube on this. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to agree 100% with him. I don't have to 100% agree. There's another create a plan for us. We're supposed to create the plan and give it to them. And then based on if they back it or not, if they will support and push it or not, then that's how we decide if we support them. It don't matter if it's a Republican. It don't matter if it's a Democrat. It don't matter who it is. We create our own agenda and then we give it to them. That's what we're supposed to be doing. There's been other agendas, but nobody got behind them. So now Cube has enough juice where people and understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying?